Big break in the case of a Boston police officer found dying in the snow during the blizzard. John O'Keefe was found dead outside of a home in Canton over the weekend.
And the big shocker, his girlfriend from Mansfield now charged with manslaughter.
Could I have hit him? Did I hit him?
That's what the prosecution alleges Karen Reed told a friend after dropping John O'Keefe off at a home on Fairview Road in Canton, where he was later found in the snow. The courtroom was filled with Boston police officers and the families of both Reed and O'Keefe, who listened as the assistant Norfolk district attorney laid out this timeline. He said the two were going out drinking at a couple of bars on Friday night before deciding to go to that home on Fairview Road. Reed dropped O'Keefe off there early Saturday morning, did a 3-point turn, and left to go home. While home, Reed's lawyer says she tried getting a hold of O'Keefe.
At 4:30 in the morning, my client is placing multiple calls to the victim in this case, to her boyfriend, wondering where he is, why he hasn't come home.
When she couldn't get in touch, she went back to Fairview Road to see if he was there.
At the time, it was snowing heavily, creating poor visibility.
O'Keefe was found around 6 Saturday morning and later pronounced dead at a hospital.
She discovered the victim in the morning. She observed him lying face up, snow on his legs, eyes swollen and blood coming from his nose and mouth.
Prosecutors say red pieces of plastic that matched the missing pieces from the broken taillight on Reed's car were also found at the scene, while the defense argued manslaughter charges are not justified.
There was no criminal intent. This was not some random stranger. This was my client's boyfriend, somebody with whom she was in love.
We were happy, having fun, laughing, just very normal.
Her attorneys argued that evidence being withheld from them will show the people inside the home are responsible.
Instead of finally investigating the people who had a motive to kill John O'Keefe, who beat him and left him to die in the cold in a blizzard, the prosecution has chosen instead to dig their heels in. This will not end well for them.
The attorneys have filed motions to get the phone records of homeowner Brian Albert and his sister-in-law, Jennifer McCabe.
Why did Jennifer McCabe Google search how long to die in cold at 2:27 in the morning, 3.5 hours before she would have any reason to believe that John O'Keefe was dying in the cold in front of Brian Albert's house?
The defense argues Albert, who has a history of fighting, attacked O'Keefe along with his 90-pound German Shepherd. The Commonwealth argues witnesses, forensics, and every piece of evidence to this point prove Reed hit O'Keefe with her car.
I'm just a little confused as far as are they in the conspiracy, or are these people sort of let out of the conspiracy because they say something that doesn't further that conspiracy? If they're all in the house, and Mr. O'Keefe comes in the house and gets attacked by a dog and then gets dragged out to the bottom of the lawn and left there for dead, then why do they all testify that no one came into the house?
What Reed's lawyers were claiming in court today is that there is corruption in this case that might include Judge Cannone. Alan Jackson, Reed's attorney, pulled out a text message that he says Boston Police Detective Sean McCabe sent to a reporter claiming that McCabe had ties to the judge. Reed's defense requested the judge to step down. She denied that motion and any ties to anyone in this case.
I've never interacted with him, and I certainly never have socialized with him.
If you look behind me, you can actually see the barricades set up right now surrounding the courthouse. It's all because of the protests that we've seen in the weeks leading up to this trial. Reed is accused of backing her SUV into her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, and leaving him to die in a 2022 snowstorm. Reed pleaded not guilty to the second-degree murder charge. Her attorneys claim she's being framed as part of a cover-up. The case has drawn a lot of attention, especially from supporters of Reed. That's why state prosecutors have put restrictions in place like that buffer zone that I mentioned. Some argue it's against their First Amendment rights.
Commonwealth is calling it a buffer zone, but they might as well call it a restraining order against the citizens of Massachusetts.
I think she's very unjustly been treated by the state of Massachusetts.
Karen Reed could be any one of us. Thank God she has the money and the means to fight this. But if it was us, one of everyday person, we'd be in jail by now, and you wouldn't even know about this.
What has this process been like for your family?
It's been hell. It's been 26, 27 months of hell.
She said, I hit him. She repeated it. There was a woman standing across from her who I believe at that point said, you're hysterical, you need to calm down.
Just something like he's dead.
All I recall her saying was, is he alive?
Cross-examination of firefighter Flamati was contentious, as the defense asked him where he was in a video, why his claims weren't in a report, and what he said at the hospital.
You directly told the doctors and nurses that there was a question about whether or not he was hit by a vehicle, right?
Yes.
Have you ever said that in any context, either to the police or in a grand jury before today?
I don't recall.
Boston police officer John O'Keefe's family emotional in court today as the 911 call from the morning he died was played.
How many pieces of taillight did you find on or around that property?
That morning, none.
Reed's attorneys who allege a cover-up also questioning why inside the home wasn't searched thoroughly that morning.
Nobody put John O'Keefe anywhere but where he was found.
The defendant kissed me.
And how did she kiss you?
Not like a friend.
ATF agent Brian Higgins, who had an office at the Canton police station, taking the stand in the Karen Reed murder trial.
Defendant responded, "You're hot." I responded, "Are you serious or messing with me?" Defendant responded, "No, I'm serious."
Prosecutors showing pages of flirty texts between the two. The same month, Reed's boyfriend, John O'Keefe, was found dead at 34 Fairview Road in Canton.
I'm not proud of these text messages. It is what it is. I take responsibility for them. But, John was a friend at the same time. And if they were at the end of the relationship, they were at the end of their relationship. But I wasn't going to have somebody utilize me.
On cross-examination, Reed's attorney pointing out she didn't answer Higgins' text at the bar hours before O'Keefe died.
Well, why are you ignoring me?
It's not correct.
Am I chopped liver? So where's your phone?
I do not have that phone anymore.
You've destroyed that phone, haven't you?
No, I threw the phone away.
Well, that's destroying the phone, isn't it?
I had every right to do that.
I'm not sure if it's in this document, but I can tell you today with 100% clarity, she said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him.